Hi, Charne, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm so excited to talk to you this month, especially being Women's Month in South Africa.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. It's such a privilege for us to be here, and thank you for having us.
Absolutely, and I'm really keen to talk to you about MSHEQ, and as an all-female consultancy. How did your career in this industry kick off, and does your organization offer support to women in the construction industry?
Um, Shane, thank you for asking, Kelly. I used to be a safety officer in a construction company, and we then, saw the need in the market, and I set up a small home office and walked door to door, dropping off pamphlets. And 11 years later, it grew to what it is today, and I'm so privileged to be backed up by an amazing team of women. So MSHEQ is been in the industry now for 11 years. Can you believe it? We are also the proud founders of Women in Health and Safety in South Africa. It's a thriving network of women in the same field who support gender equality. And we just aim to offer support and some sort of networking opportunity. We connect in person, we connect online, we have great events, and overall just want to see women blossom in their field of expertise.
Excellent. And I think your organization strives to create a state of mind which promotes safety throughout every company. And this sounds extremely relevant to the current crisis. How has
Yes.
the pandemic changed the health and safety sector? And what are some of the initiatives in place that manage COVID-19, the risk at least for contractors?
Kelly, we've seen COVID-19 change the health and safety sector massively already, in a wide variety of ways. How can it not? Everyone's talking about it in the news, on the TV. So how can it not? There's so many, points that I want to make on how it's changed at the moment. But firstly, we look at emergency preparedness differently. We include disaster management way more than just fire and weather and all the relevant stuff. We look at PPE differently. Employees is now more accepting of PPE than that ever was. We still cannot allow it to be, our go-to control for workplace hazards. While our industry tends to focus on PPE first, the hierarchy of controls is gaining traction, and we are seeing engineering and administration controls becoming the norm. Companies have developed COVID-19 risk assessments, and this resulted in cross-department collaboration. And this kind of teamwork will lead to better decision-making, moving forward. There's a generation in our industry, we call them the C generation. It's the CEOs and COOs and CFOs. They're getting involved in health and safety more. Will that translate to the long term? I really hope so. We hope to see that more. We definitely feel the need for health and safety consulting has never been more critically needed than now. The value of our profession is being amplified, and we are so proud of the initiatives that some of our industry professionals has brought forward. We see people getting more creative and getting more involved, and I'm hoping that will be for the good, for the long term. Lastly, I think the health and safety and environmental has been an afterthought for a long time, with the focus more on safety and environmental. Now we look at health differently and more seriously. The focus has been more on the injury side, and so not so much on the illness side. Illness has sometimes been overlooked, and that is now changed for the good, definitely.
I'm sure, and it's quite interesting to hear how things have changed and how we're getting used to everything. Charne, tell us more about how you are offering training to professionals during South Africa's level 3 lockdown.
We definitely, except for the normal compliance accredited health and safety training, we definitely focus more on the way that we do training now. This pandemic is already creating permanent shifts in the training industry. Innovative methods of online training, which was evolving pre-pandemic already, are now fast being adopted in our industry. It will continue to grow with new technology, more interaction, live demos, online knowledge tests. And I'm hoping that it will become the standard practice if shown to be effective and if the CETAs approves.
Exactly. The future is definitely female. What are some of the trends and developments for women in construction?
Kelly, this is something so close to my heart, and it's been for the last 11 years. That's still only 10% of the construction workforce are women, which is very sad, but it's definitely changing rapidly. The trends that we are seeing is women in different roles, like procurement, recruitment. Women are now in a position to employ women, which is great. Physical labor, there's women going into physical labor in construction, software-based systems being maintained by women on projects. But the biggest trend at the moment is award ceremonies like what you guys are doing and expos celebrating women in the industry. And we're really excited to see these trends grow and develop even more.
Exactly. Charne, to end off, what is your message to young women eager to join the built industry?
My advice would be firstly to get some sort of qualification. If you want to go into the construction industry, get a qualification that you have something to back your voice up, even if it's surveying or engineering or health and safety. And then the most important is, I feel strongly about the fact that you should surround yourself with a network of strong women in the industry. You can become your mentors and who you can learn from. And join Women in Health and Safety. It's a great network of women.
Charne, thank you so much. And I just want to wish you a very happy Women's Month. And we are looking forward to having you at the African Construction Expo next year.
Thank you. We are so excited, and we hope that we can get this expo going as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Thank you, Charne. Take care.
You too.